Imagine you are strapped into the pilot's seat of a small, reinforced descent pod, drifting at the absolute darkest edge of the solar system. The sun, the blazing inferno that gives life to everything you have ever known, is nothing more than a faint, meaningless star lost in an endless ocean of black. Your ship's thrusters are dead. You are almost 3 billion miles away from home, suspended in a freezing, silent abyss. And then it fills your viewport. A colossal, perfectly spherical giant of the deepest, richest azure blue, looming out of the shadows. Gravity, ancient and unfathomably strong, grabs hold of your fragile metal hull. The ship begins to groan as it is pulled relentlessly forward. You look at the altimeter, spinning wildly out of control, and as the towering blue horizon swallows the stars, you realize, with absolute, sickening certainty, you are not just falling onto a planet. You are being fed into a cosmic blender. From the absolute safety of Earth, looking through the glossy images sent back by our probes, this world looks like a dream. Neptune is a breathtaking sapphire suspended in the deep dark. It looks serene, calm, and hauntingly familiar. It looks like a colossal ocean, an endless expanse of cool, deep water that might hide life, or at least offer a peaceful sanctuary at the edge of the void. You might even feel a profound sense of awe as you gaze down at those wispy white clouds casting shadows over the blue, thinking you have finally found a quiet, majestic resting place at the end of your journey. But something is wrong. As you plunge closer, the illusion of a peaceful, oceanic world violently shatters. That deep, beautiful blue is not water. It is a suffocating, toxic atmosphere composed of hydrogen, helium, and methane gas. The calm, marble-like surface is a lie. You are looking at a hyper-violent, chaotic gas giant, a place where the concept of a surface does not even exist. There is no ground to land on. There is no ocean to float in. There is only an endless, plummeting descent into a hostile, crushing abyss that was designed by nature to annihilate you. But here's the problem. Long before the planet physically crushes you, the sheer, unimaginable violence of the sky will tear you apart. You are hitting the upper atmosphere, and the absolute silence of deep space is suddenly obliterated by a deafening, continuous roar. You have entered Neptune's weather system, and you are about to experience the most violent atmosphere in the known solar system. The wind here does not just blow, it weaponizes the sky. Neptune is home to supersonic winds that whip around the planet at staggering speeds of over 1,500 miles per hour. That is faster than a fighter jet. That is faster than the speed of sound. You are tumbling through a chaotic, roaring maelstrom where the very air is breaking the sound barrier. The sheer kinetic force of the atmosphere slamming into your ship feels like you are being repeatedly struck by a freight train. Your hull begins to buckle and warp. The metal groans in agony, the rivets popping like gunshots in the dark. If you were exposed to this wind, you wouldn't just be blown away. The sheer aerodynamic pressure would peel the flesh from your bones and scatter your atoms across a storm the size of the Earth. You are trapped in a global, never-ending hurricane, completely at the mercy of a planet that is actively trying to shred you to pieces. But it gets worse. You are not just dealing with the wind, You are dealing with the apocalyptic storms it carries. When NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft flew past Neptune in 1989, it looked back and captured an image of a nightmare: the Great Dark Spot. This was a localized storm system the size of the entire planet Earth, churning in the azure atmosphere. You are being dragged directly into one of these dark vortices. The temperature outside your hull plummets to 360 degrees below zero. This is a cold so absolute that it begins to steal the thermal energy directly through the walls of your ship. But the supersonic winds are whipping frozen crystals of methane ice through the dark at bullet speeds. You are caught in a sub-zero, supersonic sandblaster. The microscopic shards of ice are tearing at your viewport, scratching the reinforced glass until you are completely blind. You are tumbling out of control in the darkest, coldest, fastest storm in the universe. And the microscopic heaters in your suit are failing. If they shut down for even a millisecond, the blood in your veins will crystallize, snapping your biological functions in a terrifying, agonizing flash freeze. And this is where things change. Because you are sinking deeper, and the blue light is beginning to fade entirely. You fall past the supersonic clouds, plunging hundreds, then thousands of miles into the throat of the giant. The faint sunlight from the distant sun is completely swallowed by the dense methane and hydrogen above you. You are plunged into absolute, impenetrable blackness. And as you fall into the dark, the atmosphere begins to change. The gas around you is no longer acting like a gas. Under the sheer, unimaginable weight of the thousands of miles of atmosphere piled on top of you, the air is compressing. It is becoming thick, heavy, and vicious. You are entering the mantle of the ice giant. But ice is a terrifying misnomer. This is not a frozen glacier. The crushing pressure generates intense, localized heat. You are plunging into a superheated, churning, boiling ocean of water, ammonia, and methane. It is a dense, electrically conductive fluid that exists in a state of matter completely alien to human understanding. Your ship, designed to withstand the vacuum of space, is now being squeezed by millions of pounds of pressure per square inch. The viewport glass begins to spiderweb with microscopic fractures. The air in your lungs feels heavy, as if invisible hands are wrapping tightly around your chest, desperate to crush the life out of you. But that's not even the worst part. The deepest, most terrifying secret of Neptune is hidden in this crushing, boiling dark. As you sink deeper into the mantle, the pressure reaches a critical, impossible threshold. The carbon atoms present in the methane are violently squeezed together, their molecular bonds snapping and reforming under the immense weight of the planet. They are being compressed into diamonds. But these are not beautiful gems sitting in a jewelry store. This is a lethal, cosmic hailstorm. You are falling through a pitch-black, boiling ocean of ammonia, while millions of razor-sharp diamonds, some the size of boulders, rain down around you. They are sinking toward the core, pulled by gravity, cutting through the dense fluid like armor-piercing shrapnel. If one of these jagged, compressed anomalies strikes your fragile, groaning ship, it will tear through the reinforced titanium hull as if it were wet tissue paper. The superheated, toxic ocean will violently rush in, You are navigating a blind, crushing minefield of precious stones that have been weaponized by gravity into subatomic bullets. And if your body somehow survived the breach, you would be dragged down into the core, a place where the very laws of physics and chemistry break down completely. At the heart of Neptune lies a bizarre phase of matter known as superionic water, a state that is simultaneously a solid, glowing crystal and a flowing, electrically charged liquid, burning hotter than the surface of the sun while enduring pressures millions of times greater than Earth's deepest trenches. You would not just be crushed. You would not just be incinerated. You would be chemically dismantled, your atoms melted down and violently integrated into the churning, alien heart of the planet. You would cease to exist entirely. The universe was never meant for us. We look up at the night sky and tell ourselves grand, poetic stories of exploration. We build machines, map the stars, and dream of conquering the distant blue orbs that hang silently in the void. We desperately want to believe that the cosmos is an open ocean, just waiting for humanity to set sail. But the infinite does not care about our courage or our curiosity. Neptune is a mesmerizing, swirling masterpiece of cosmic architecture, but it is also a perfect, inescapable execution chamber. It is a monument to the absolute hostility of deep space, a place where the elements act with a brutal, uncaring efficiency to erase anything that is soft, warm, and fragile. It does not hate us. It does not want to destroy us. It simply exists on a scale so grand, so ancient, and so terrifying that our survival is biologically and mathematically impossible. We are fragile, delicate creatures, clinging to a tiny rock, perfectly calibrated to keep our lungs breathing and our blood flowing. Beyond our thin blue atmosphere lies an endless, violent, and indifferent universe filled with monsters. And the most terrifying among them are the ones that look like a beautiful, calm blue ocean, spinning silently in the freezing dark, waiting for nothing, and tearing everything